Okay, so at the top of your Cornell notes, okay, make sure that you put your name. For class, this is pre-algebra. For period, this is A2. And today's date is not the 19th. Why is that date on the Cornell notes say the 19th? When you put that date. Because that was the last time we did that lesson. There you go. Okay. There we go. The 19th is when we did the notes in class. Okay. So that's the date that you want to have at the top of your Cornell notes. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Sorry if I made you erase. Yeah. I don't forgive you. Okay. Topic, lesson 1.1. Okay, that will be written at the top of your notes. And then essential question. Okay. We won't always have essential questions that change with every single thing we do. Sometimes there's a few notes in a row where it's the same essential question. What's up, Bella? It's okay. Just bad handwriting. It looks like you will get used to my lovely handwriting. I'd probably go. No. Well, yes. You can just not graduate. No one at Belle Isle will get held back. That's what I'll say. Well, because we're already ahead of what we should know, so therefore we won't get back. Yes. Could you send Bella to the office for just a moment, please? Did you say Gage? Bella. Oh, okay. Why are you blaming me? Oh, I thought maybe you could just go take a break or something. Can I have a break? No, bro. You're sick. Put your mask back on. 10:55. Yeah, you nailed it. You're killing that clock. Okay. So as y'all see, okay, this is why the online video notes can be a little slappy sometimes, because now you will all hear someone come in over the PA and then me try and get rid of Gage. So that's fine. No, we'll just leave it in. It's a comic relief if you happen to watch the video. Okay. The essential question. Okay. The essential question from these first notes that we did. What is invisible math and what are some examples? Okay. This is a question that you'll want to be able to answer before you take a quiz or a test. Okay. And that goes for all essential questions. Okay. Then the next part, okay, is broken down. I would really like for you to kind of try as best you can to write as I'm talking. Okay. Try and not write ahead of me so that we can stay together. What's up? So we just write what you have down. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about each piece. Okay. So as you can see, if you look at your Cornell notes, okay, and I'll kind of zoom out for a second so you can see mine. Okay, so you see the Cornell notes up here. Okay, it's broken into three. If you kind of take out the top heading, okay, it's broken into three different sections. You have your main notes section for the body. On the left-hand side, you have a section for questions or main ideas. Okay, and at the very bottom, you have a summary section. Okay, all of these components go together to make C notes what they are. In the questions and main idea, okay, these are if you have questions as we're going. Okay, and when I say questions, I mean something specific. Okay, question is not I don't know how to do this. Okay, a question is not when are we ever going to use this. Okay, questions would be like I wonder what would happen if. Okay, I wonder what I'm supposed to do after this step. Okay, something specific where you know you're lost, you're not sure what to do. Okay, get those questions over there as you go through notes. Okay, now I don't have any down there because that's kind of something for you to think about and do next time. Okay, now what I do have up there, and this is where these will go. These are all kind of keywords. Okay. You can think of them as vocabulary words, but they're really just key terms. Okay. So So we have substitution that we worked with. We worked with all these invisible maths. So we talked about coefficients, denominators, decimals, positive signs, exponents, and multiplication signs. Those are all something to get down. Okay. Now, just in case you're not doing this, you should be writing this as we're going. Okay. Make sure you don't fall behind. Okay, at the very top of the notes section, so that bigger section in the middle, what I did, so if you will actually have your notes from last class, so from Friday, if you'll open them up and have them right there with you. Okay, what I'm trying to do with these Cornell notes is give my brain a map, okay, that I could follow as best to my ability and still be able to do the problem or be able to explain it to somebody that was not in class, okay? So what I did is I picked one example from the notes that we did. Okay, that example was 2xy when x equals negative 1/4 and when y equals 3, okay? If you look on your notes, do you see where on your notes we had that problem? Your previous notes. Hopefully you do. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in so we can really kind of dissect this section. Okay, so everything that's up here is up here for a reason. Yours does not have to look exactly like mine. Okay, this will be the only time that I go through this with you as far as like actually doing the Cornell notes for you. Okay, I want you to see how we're transferring from your notes to this. So I just picked one example, okay, and now I'm making notes to myself. Okay, so what I did first when I was piecing this together is I just had the parentheses there, okay? When I was doing this part, I just had the parentheses there. This little message right here is hopefully going to help kind of jog our memory, okay? So I have those parentheses there. What do I need to put in those first parentheses? Yeah, and how do we know that? Yeah, so we're evaluating 2xy when x equals negative 1/4 and y equals 3. So I'm going to substitute for x, okay, in that first parentheses. So that's where the negative 1/4 comes from, okay? And then I have written down here, substitute for y. 3 goes in there. Okay, over on the right-hand side, I have our kind of two steps to working through these. First step is substitute. Second step is simplify. Okay. Once I get these filled in, on this line right here, I have 2 times negative 1/4 times 3. How do I know that those are multiplication? Yeah, because of the parentheses, which we talked about during invisible math. Okay, so I make note of that. Parentheses mean multiply. What's our second step after we substitute? Simplify. Yep, so you're putting everything together. So 2 times negative 1/4 came out to be negative 1/2. And then that times 3 is going to be negative 3/2, or negative 3/2. Okay, now you look back at your notes from Friday. Did we copy down everything that we did on Friday?
Yeah.
Did we? I think we copied down way less, actually. Okay. We got one good example up there with step-by-step instructions, hopefully helping yourself kind of map your way through the problem, making little notes here and there on specific things to remember. Okay. That is what Cornell notes are for. Okay. Your notes have a date on them. Yes. And they have the topic on there. Lesson 1-1. Okay. You will keep these in order in your 3-ring binder in order of the date, okay, and the lesson, okay? That will help you stay organized. We done with this top part yet? That's okay. I'll just zoom out a little bit. You can still see it, but we'll move on to the last part, okay? Now, we talked about one other section, okay, in the notes on Friday, and that section was invisible math, okay? So I just make note of kind of the change of subject or the change of topic by using this kind of squiggly line in the middle. That just shows me that there's like a separation there from what we did at the top versus what we did at the bottom. Okay. And then I'm just writing invisible math right there so I know what I'm talking about. And then I wrote one example. Okay. Now, this example, I wrote coefficients because, in my opinion, this is like the hardest one, or as from what I've seen in my experience, this is the one that we kind of forget the most. It is your job to identify which of these do you not get, or which of these do you feel like will be harder for you to remember when you're looking at all the different invisible maths that we talked about. Okay. Your example might be different than mine. Maybe you have more examples. So instead of just coefficients, you also put multiplication signs. Okay. Or exponents. Okay. Something like that. And now I'm not asking for a confession from anyone. All I'm asking is for you to kind of assess yourself as a student. Okay, how many of you in the last, I'm going to say in the last 2 years of taking math classes, okay, so whether it was if you were at Belle Isle or somewhere else, how many of you would take notes? Like, let's say we take notes today in class, and then you just never look at those notes ever again. Yeah, a lot of us, okay? I'm not saying you do that every time, but some of you probably took notes last year, and then you literally never looked at your notes again, okay? And then you come into your math class the next year and you tell your math teacher that you hate math because you're bad at it. Okay, you're not bad at it. Your effort is bad. Okay. Wow. Just throwing them under the bus. Okay, so this is what Cornell Notes will help with. Okay, I'm forcing you to look at your notes after class. Okay, for at least 2 hours every day. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. 5 to 10 minutes. Okay.
That's so.
It's not a lot.
What about
5 to 10 minutes. I've said this before. The easiest life hack to look at your math notes when you're at home is to, instead of taking your phone to go potty, take your math notes. To go potty. Yes. I have a 3-year-old. So. Sure.
I'm used to being getting this.
Yeah, no, you're good. No, leave them here. Okay. So the last part of these notes, okay, is the summary. Summary is very important. The summary is very important for retention. Okay? We all should care about retaining information, right? If I am giving a lecture, wouldn't it be nice if Mo could go home and remember what he learned that day? Wouldn't everybody like that?
Yes.
Okay. It sounds great to me. Okay. The summary, the only requirement, okay, about the summary, as far as when it gets done, okay, it has to be done before I will check your notes. I will check your notes at least once a week. And you cannot do it the same day that you had the lecture in class. Okay? So the notes that we do today, you have to do the summary you just have to do it outside of class. Okay? I'm not going to say that you can't do it this evening or you can't do it this afternoon if you have some downtime. I just don't want you to do it in this room while you're here. Okay? Why? Jay?
So that we have a good idea of what is what.
So that is what we're trying to get towards with the summary. Yes.
So you know that you're actually listening.
Yeah. Good. Okay.
What if you are listening and you just forget?
That is why we're doing this.
Oh.
Okay. So you will copy your notes over to your Cornell notes. Then you will write a summary of what we talked about. Okay. Use your notes that you took in class. Use the Cornell notes, which is more condensed. Okay. To help you write a summary. The summary only needs to be 2 to 3 sentences long. Okay. So the summary for the notes we took on Friday. I just wrote, when evaluating an algebraic expression using substitution, first I substitute values, and then I give an example of what I'm talking about. So when I say substitute values, I'm saying up in the notes, okay, so don't just use some rando example, okay? The example that I used in my summary is the same example that we used up in the notes, okay? So I substitute values, x for negative 1/4 and y for 3. What's up? Yes, I mean, if y'all want to change it up a little bit, that's up to you. But this could be y'all's first summary, okay? This will be the only time that I do it for you. In for the variables. Then I simplify the expression. That's all, okay? You don't have to go any deeper than that. Basically, all I did was list what are the 2 steps, okay? 2 steps are substitute, simplify. Then the last sentence, because we talked about something else, says it is important to remember invisible math when simplifying an expression. For example, parentheses mean what? Multiply. Yes. Okay. That is your summary. Now, even if you miss all of the stuff that we did in class, okay, and you get this summary down, this summary will help you study for quizzes, study for tests. And how long will it take you to read 3 sentences?
Very long.
For some of you, okay, but I'd say for most of us, maybe just 30 seconds to a minute. Okay. Do what?
It takes me out to understand what I'm doing.
That's okay. Okay, so you take your Cornell notes home today, transfer over the notes that we're about to take, and you do your summary. Great job. Okay. Then the next night, read over your notes real quick, 5 to 10 minutes. Great job. Do that again 3 days in a row, and your retention has gone from, being so-so, depending on the person, to up around 80-90% retention rate. Okay. Again, if you could retain 80 to 90% of the stuff that you learn in this class, y'all will kill the state test. Maybe they won't even want to give it to you anymore.
Oh, darn.
Wish we had that control. Okay, any questions over these? Okay, so I'm going to do a demonstration because I realized last year that I had students that didn't know how to use a 3-hole punch, which is totally fine. Okay, this black bucket over here, okay, is where all of your extra sheets will be. Okay, I will not pass these out every day. I will keep a ton of copies over here. You come get them as you need them. Okay, try and not take more than 5 to 10 at a time, just so I can keep up with copies. Okay, but I'm probably not. I'm not going to put 2,000 pieces of paper in here. So take them as you need them. Okay, when you finish, this is what the 3-ring binder is going to be essential for. Okay. You see the 3-hole punch? Very beautiful, very old. Okay? It has 3 hole punches right here. You're just going to leave it setting on the counter. Okay? What side do you want to put your holes on? If I'm looking at it,
Left.
on the left. Okay? So I'm going to stick it in that side. Make sure that it's all even. Okay? And then you just push down. And it punches holes.
Wow.
Yeah, right? Beautiful. Okay?
I didn't know that could punch. I didn't know a whole bunch of.
So. Okay, so there's a 3-hole punch one when everybody, or if anybody needs it. Any questions about the Cornell notes? These will stay in your folder. I will check them weekly. How much of your grade are these notes worth?
I don't know.
15%,
20%.
20, 30, 25, 10,
20%.
5%,
20%.
3%.
It is 25. 25.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
Can I see
okay.
that?
Okay, 25%. So it's a nice big chunk. Okay, you can refer back to your notes for today. And let's see.
I bet you.
Okay, today we are going to begin identifying like terms, different kinds of terms.
Bro, you just missed it.
So, what we worked on last time was substitution and then simplifying. Okay, what we're going to work with today is identifying like terms and then not substituting and then simplifying. So, let me get to my. There we go. So let's talk about it. So we have 2 different kinds of terms, okay, that we're going to be looking at. We have constant terms and variable terms. Okay, constant terms are going to. Let's just look at this first example. Okay, what in this first problem are the constant terms? What do we think? What's up? 7 is one of them. Okay. What would the other constant term be? Yep. -2. Okay. So the constant terms for this problem are going to be -2. Oh my. 2 and 7. Okay. And I'm just bringing the signs down with them. And when we talk about variable terms, and this is lagging so bad. What are the variable terms, Cadence?
No, not X.
Yeah, good. It's the ones with the X, okay? So, notice over on the right, okay, we have constant terms, variable terms, okay? And it's important to remember that terms are separated by operations. Specifically, which 2 operations? Over on the right, terms are separated by operations, addition and subtraction, okay? So now after we separate, okay, we've sorted our terms into constants and variables. Now we need to do something, 3 words. First word starts with the letter C. Gage. Never mind, starts with an N. You were gonna say what?
Solve the problem.
Go for it.
Oh, I don't know how.
Oh, you were just saying
I
that's
thought
what
I
we're gonna
did.
do next. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to combine like terms. Okay, so we've sorted them. Now we just got to put them together. Okay, so I'm going to put the variable terms together. What's 9x minus x? Do we know? 8x. Okay, do we have a coefficient in front of this x right here? Not one that we can see, right? Okay, but what did we talk about in visible math? There's a 1 in front of it. Okay, so you have 9x minus 1x. It's going to come out to be 8x. Okay, and the constants. What's negative 2 plus 7? 5. Okay, any questions about that? We're pretty quiet, so it's making it hard to know if we're feeling okay, if we're not feeling okay. Okay, I'm just going to assume that means we're good. We'll move on. Please try and do B on your own. Gage, you got a snap.
Huh?
You got a snap.
Oh yeah, you can take it.
No, I'm good.
My daddy texted me too.
Feel free to work together.
Oh yeah, we're allowed to work together. I forgot. Oh wait, no, that was me. Do you have a phone jar? I just did that.
What?
You got a phone jar?
No, that's my speaker.
Oh. Oh, because it picks up the music. I just need to.
What's that?
No.
A phone jail? What's that look like?
It's like a jail for phone.
Oh, that's cute.
No.
Yeah, it's not cute. Hey, stop.
Bro.
Say I won't do it.
You like my lunchbox?
Put you on your.
It's awesome.
It's my lunchbox.
I'll put one.
It's still awesome.
No, right here. Right here. On your work. No, you did that to me.
I'm gonna throw that away from you.
Brandon did that. Yeah,
He just wants to answer. Look. Oh yes, a tissue. There you go.
Well, thank you, baby.
Okay, you have a couple steps. First, you need to sort your terms. Okay? Notice the way that we sorted in the first one. Okay? I circled the constants. And you can underline the variables. Okay? That'll help you kind of check off which ones that you've sorted through so you don't miss any. So,
That's not circle, that's a box.
thank you. I boxed it in. That is an important distinction.
Sir, I do not want your money.
No.
No.
She's stealing. She stole my candy. Look at this. Look what I'm doing. So basically, I got.
You know your tonsils. You know your tonsils.
Did I miss out?
Oh,
Paper.
boyfriend said something. He's gonna Hey, you're right?
You're sitting on your sofa.
Yeah.
I was not on my. I'm not on my toes.
Yes, you are. Rebecca, quit it.
What is happening right now?
Okay, just a little bit longer on the problem.
Yeah, it looks like that because I was reading it.
Hey, Brandon, will you sit down, please?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, finish the question. Right?
I'm at negative 5.
24 is 17.
Did you grade the test that we had?
Yeah.
Did all of us do really bad?
What's that?
Did you grade the test that we had?
Yeah.
I got 100, right?
Really bad.
I mean,
What did I get, Mr. Bennett? Can you remember?
Did
Like 100, right? 120?
it was like, yeah, give or take 100.
Yeah, I've got 100.
Did some of us get like 1 or 2 right, or just all?
Yeah. I'd say the average score, I didn't actually average them together, but I'd say the average score was probably,
20.
no, it was like between like 30 and 45. It's not bad. Yeah. Honestly, if anybody, all the people that scored above a 50%, like that's, even if you guess, that's pretty good. So
Give me my. Are we gonna go over
this,
this?
always.
I do. The constant or 7 plus negative.
Okay, let's talk about it. Okay, I'm just on B. Don't focus on that for right now. Okay. For letter B. Okay, we first need to sort our terms. Okay. So our variable terms are going to be all of the terms that have a variable.
Yes.
It's okay. A variable. Okay. Which ones have a variable? Cadence? 4P has a variable.
And 2P.
2P has a variable. And P has a variable. Okay. So I'm going to bring those down. Now, when I bring those down, I'm bringing them down with the sign that's attached to them. Okay. So what I mean by that is,
You have to.
no, go ahead, Gage.
Alright. You have to bring it down off of the problem and put it like this. Can I explain with doing it to show you?
No, you can use your words.
Alright, so you gotta make one word. Yeah. So put the, what's it called? The circle things, the C looking things. I forgot what, parentheses. And you bring them down. And you want to put the 7 plus 4 around the parentheses. Maybe that would put. And the.
How long should I go without letting Gage know that I didn't ask a question and that he's just talking?
Oh.
Like the whole class.
Like the whole class? Would you have just kept going, Gage, for forever? Okay. So, we need to sort out our variable terms. Okay. We've already got them underlined. Okay. 4P, P, and 2P. Okay. Then we're going to list them together right here so that we can, in our next step, combine them together. Okay. So these are which terms? These are our variables. We're good. I did them in a different order this time. Okay. So those are our variables. So what are our constant terms?
I got this one, I swear to God. It's 7 plus. Did you call someone?
No, anybody, throw it out.
7 plus negative 5.
Okay, so 7,
Plus
and then
negative 5.
negative 5. Okay? So what I was meaning by bring the sign down with it, okay, is if you look at this 4P, okay, this 4P is positive or negative? Yeah, it's positive because of this sign right here. Okay? What about the P by itself? Same thing, okay, because it has a positive right there. Okay?
I understand now.
That's great. If I have to look at y'all one more time, I'm going to separate you. Okay, so we got 4p plus 2p. So let's combine them. Okay? Yep.
First thing, you have to add a 1 in front of it by itself.
Okay. It is invisible.
4p plus 1.
Yep. 4 plus 1 plus 2 is 7. And then you need to make sure that you keep the variable with it.
17.
Just 7. Okay? And then the constants is just putting them together. 7 minus 5 is 2. Okay? So how are you going to write your answer?
Oh, 7.
7p. How do we know it's plus? Because it's positive. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. 7p plus 2. We are going to do letter C. I would like to give a disclaimer before you start, okay? Just to help kind of get you started. C has what in there that we haven't seen yet? Yeah, an exponent, okay? So we've been separating into variable terms and constant terms, okay? Well, a variable term with an exponent does not go in the same group as just a variable. Okay? So if I have exponents, those have to be separated. If I have just variables with no exponents, those go in a group, and then constants go in a group as well. Okay? So for C, you'll have two different groups. Okay? The variable squared, okay? And then just the variable term. Okay? So try and work on C with the people you're sitting close to right now.
I know the answers. You got this, right?
Dora.
Which one did you have? That's a big one. No, the day before that. And then that. We got one. It's 11:81. Look, do this. Alright, so do this first. Now we're gonna find the very sequence. Alright, we got this. Ready? So variables. It'll be this thing. No. And then a constant would be the 5. Or no. Because I didn't see that thing.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
Yeah, that one.
Stop. I thought she was.
Writing down the questions. So I don't forget.
You have monkeypox? Yeah. He's calling me a monkey. I know, so that. Why are you doing that? Well, we're trying to work. Hey, and then it would also be this one. Hey. This one. Is that my phone?
Yeah, scam likely.
Oh, it's alright. Let's find my friend. My best friend. I know, right? He's my boyfriend.
I just said except you and Yasmin.
Wait, are you still recording, Mr. Bennett?
What?
Are you still recording?
Yeah.
Wait, there. I'm gonna watch this video.
Can you scroll up to A because I wasn't here for that. I wrote everything else down. Thank you.
You bet.
Whoa, we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I was so surprised.
She don't got a boyfriend. Really smart. Smell it.
Alright, and then, well, I mean, there's not one constant. Oh, yes, there is. It's gonna lie. You. Well, me and Isaac were best friends. Then you said that Brandon. This was like a year ago. No, I bet. You tell me. Your friend is Brandon said what? I mean, never mind. I've seen it in real life. Yeah, they see it. That's what it is. Yeah, they see it. It's normal for guys. And then, well, it just depends. It matters how far you go.
Okay, and then
Yes, well, I guess he did that screenshot. So I think this is what I think. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's big spreading. That's not true. I don't know. You just like swipe up to the X and then take a picture and then you're next to that.
I'll show you. All right, guys, let's look at it.
We got one more, right? Teach me.
Okay, for C.
Gage, what do you have?
Huh?
What do you have?
I have my constants, my variables. I know. I was just joking, because look, I don't have any constants. Well, look, I have
Okay,
my variables.
so we need to separate these. We have variable terms. We have variable terms that are squared. Okay, so our variable terms that are squared are going to be z squared and negative 3z squared. Okay, and what are the variable terms, Alma? 5z and z. Okay. Yes. No, you're good. Okay, so we have. Quiet, please. We're struggling with the respect today, it feels.
Did we?
No, I said we.
Oh.
You good, Mo? Okay, there's people behind you that might need to see the board, though. No, you're good. Okay, so we have z squared minus 3z squared. That should be simplified down to what? Yeah, negative 2, because we've got the 1z minus 3z squared. Okay, and then we have 5z plus z. There you go.
And then
Saw
you
the
add one
small
in front
amount
of
of
the Z.
panic right before you answered.
And
What
then you
gauge?
add the one in front of the Z. Remember?
Right here.
Yeah.
You can have it. Okay. Then our final answer should read, yep, negative 2z
Plus 6Z.
Good job.
I have that. So you have to add your other stuff.
The z squared. The z squared is the only part that you were missing. Yeah, you're good. You're good. Z squared. Okay. We feel okay on this?
No, not really, because I missed that.
Okay. Okay. Here are 2 practice problems for you to work on.
Always be doing
When Alma gets back.
Yo, big down to number 1. Number 1. Number 1. I don't know what happened. Your brother, bro. Whoa. What?
Whoa.
Okay.
I think I needed to go to the page. You can go to the back.
Let's see this. He told me to call. He said you're really cute.
Let's see, that's
Ready for me? Oh, there's a brother.
He's 12. Oh, no. No. Are you trying to
Your brother,
other
your brother's
spells?
like smaller than Dude, no, it's 6. Oh.
Let's make sure we're working on these, please.
It's not even the near order. Alright, we got
After you work on these for a little bit. Did you just suck air through your teeth because I told you to work on your notes?
Yeah, I have a big job. I might ask
No, I'm just trying to help because I know.
So you sort, and then your next step is to combine. If you got nothing to combine with, then you bring them down. So if you're finding
Oh, you don't know how to do it?
I know how to do it.
So our first step.
How you do it? We fix it. Let's go a little bit sweaty. Why are you sniffing me? What's sweaty? What about that playing soccer? I haven't missed it.
Okay, our terms.
Not good. Nathan was telling me I smell like audio was telling me.
Look at this one.
Smell right here.
Read it.
Ew! Why are people sniffing me?
It's like cologne and sweat. No, it's cologne. No, you smell
Then
it.
Flores, then Isaac, then what's it called? What's the fuck is his name?
His brother? I meant her brother. I meant his. Yeah. You didn't know that? Oh shoot, I'm not. I forgot. I'm not supposed to tell you.
The ones that just have an R,
That's
because
okay.
this one is opposite it.
It's not even seen it.
And then the one that
Yes, it
His picture
has
is
no variable.
his age.
Okay.
Or what? Which one are you talking about?
about?
Oh yeah, this one. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, but look, it's like that was like a year ago.
Okay.
Why don't you brother?
Combine with which other one?
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
too.
So bring it down, and when you bring it down, you move the sign.
When I first got his name.
So what sign?
Back to number 1, guys.
Okay, now on your next line.
No, I do not.
So which one is that?
Are you lying?
Is that a variable?
You're a very odd person, Gage.
How many?
Yeah. There you go. So 7.
I don't know what I know.
Okay, and then
Here, I can help you. Actually,
do
no,
you
I
have
don't.
any others
Where
that
do
you can add to it?
All right, look.
No. So now you just
The first one will be the constant. He's my boyfriend.
Okay, and now we get into the
Stop it.
Just take it for you. Only I can do it because
minus
Stop it.
how many R squared?
I don't know.
There's 2 in front on this one.
He's not allowed to show us.
No. That one.
Look how wide I am.
Honestly though, I
R
think
squared.
I'm a little
What's it?
I'm barely not.
How are you more hair?
Yeah,
You have no hair. Wait, you should speak.
It's got a hair on
And now,
She
my
has life.
suggestion is to
You got life.
separate this so you don't get
He doesn't.
so that's you combining all and then you got R squared.
So, constant
Do you have
would
anything
be,
to combine these
the
with?
constant would be
No. So
9.
you're just gonna write whatever sign that is that positive.
Yeah, no, that's right. A
Negative
constant.
9.
Plus
No,
7R.
This is just
So then it's a variable.
Yes.
Yes,
Negative 9.
it's a constant. I know that. That's what I said.
Okay. And then
Negative 9 is a constant. Write that down. I knew that from my head. I don't know. Malamor? Oh, that's your equation. I meant K.
okay.
I think you have
not even writing anything down.
Yep.
Was, I can't remember the text.
the day quite so big.
What?
This was negative 4.
Yes. No, the negative 4 would be a constant. Yes, it would.
So this one, it's a little different. It has 3 different kinds of terms. You see how this and this are the same.
Remember Drake?
So you've got variable squared,
Who did you get one from?
variable, and constant.
Here?
Don't put these.
Oh.
It looked on, it was like,
Yeah.
Wait, is it
Guys, make sure you do 1 and 2. Okay, if you're having issues,
I
I'll come
need
around.
copies though.
I'm coming around.
Okay, I also need to. That's not good. I need.
Yes, so.
I met other
now
people
we're
too.
gonna get into the so how do you combine 2R squared and R squared?
I'm just kidding.
Take my glasses.
And probably this one. No, I'm being this. I'm being
Yeah, it's probably not big.
What do you got?
yeah, we're gonna like
No, not like that. Not that.
Not that
Squared
skinny.
Minus
It's like,
1 R
It
squared.
literally just keeps
no,
those.
I do see it.
But you don't grip it like that.
So.
No.
So here,
Oh.
down here, wherever you're gonna.
Yeah,
put it.
yeah.
You don't grip it like that.
You do it like this. Sometimes you
don't go like this.
no,
One,
and sometimes you go like
you
that.
gotta tag it back on.
That's just you, bro.
Okay, now, do you need the 1?
Oh my god.
You can leave it, but it's invisible. Okay, so if you put it there, that's fine. If you leave it off, that's fine. Okay, now,
Brandon's over here.
assess. Do you need to combine the 7 R with the 8? No, so you just tack it on right there. Then you have to tack it on to the operation. Okay, because
He's like,
terms are separated by operations. Okay,
Oh, no.
so separate those by
I
what's
grew
the
up
sign?
as a
Brandon. What time is
Positive
it
or
now?
negative?
Huh?
It's pretty positive, so you write a plus sign.
Who do you know that spell?
11:46.
Thank you.
I was gonna ask for your name.
Yep. Yep.
That was like a
You
year.
didn't tell me that.
What?
That's it.
What did you say your name was?
I did.
Yeah.
But that's a good show.
Toy Story.
It's not a show.
It's a movie.
I know, same thing. The first one.
I know, same
Put
thing.
it back.
And this
I
one
would
and that one.
Hey, he can't help you.
I'll be ready.
I gave you all the answers, Mr. Bennett.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
What are
We
the
definitely thought, I want to do 2 plus 62.
Be careful. That you don't.
Constant.
We have R squared terms.
The only constant here is look. No, I know how to do it. Look, and then 2R would be a
No,
variable,
you add the variables together, then you add the constants.
and then 7R would be a variable, and then R2 would be a variable.
Okay, Hey!
Yes, you need to push it out of the check.
That's not even about this. That's my boyfriend.
Mr. That's my card.
Boyfriend. Hey, boyfriend. Hey, boyfriend. Your pencil.
Start by sorting.
Wait, please.
Okay.
I don't know.
Come on, you threw away all my stuff.
So
Say
you
yeah.
don't. Oh, it's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
We're missing.
What was the question? Sure, I'll take
We
it.
had 2R squared. minus
This is Brandon. This is Brandon.
So what's 2 minus 1? Four squared.
Whoa.
Where'd you get the 4?
You've been here all this time.
I just feel like
But it's so
Alright,
you're adding or subtracting, only adding or subtracting the coefficients. So 2 minus is the coefficient.
I swear to God, on everything.
R is the variable. No, you're good. So R is the variable. 1 is the coefficient. So you really just have 2
I just
minus 1
I
right
just saved it, but just use them.
which equals.
Use them. You see them right here? Hey, yank it out for me.
No.
Yank it.
No.
I don't want it there.
Now it's even.
But where is it? It just slips right through.
Did I get it out? It's okay. So you worked it correctly. You just added wrong.
Did I get it?
It's negative 3 plus t, or negative 3 plus 1.
But I got a hair right here. I got a whole beard on. But
So
where is
clean this one up by making sure that we get our R squared.
it? No, it's seven.
The 7R and the minus 9.
Remember what I just
Make
said?
sure you fix that. And then that one, just make sure we.
Oh yeah, I did too.
sorry.
I saw that.
Yep.
I'm not telling you. This is a pen and a pencil?
Here.
No, it's also a pen.
But you just told me it's a negative in front of the 3z. So it's got to be the
It's not
sign
yours,
right
it's
in front
Brandon's.
of it. Okay, so if I have a negative.
Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, me and Alex did it before. But it's alright.
Yeah, I heard that actually.
No, but we didn't mean to like. It was fun. But we were acting like it like this at the same time.
I made it.
No, be nice to him.
It's
okay.
Yes.
Miss Peter called me that.
The little cookie bear. Miss Bree said she got it from there.
Miss Curry told me that too.
She took the whole class out. Alright, we gotta actually work.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
So you got this one.
Anyway,
And you
it's
got
almost
this
10
one.
seconds.
So what's the
Bro, what the heck? What?
Our sign is still a little off.
Fine, maybe.
The sign that you grab from up here is hash down. Okay? So if I have 3z, this is what maybe it'll
Oh,
fall 3
it's
to
with
go
you.
on the sign that's right in front of it. See how that's negative? That's okay.
He said he wants to take
This z is positive. It's slightly changing. So now you have negative 3 plus 1.
Hey, good. No. Alma? I was like a year ago. That's when I had my bullet. Remember my bullet? Those ones have to go to.
That's negative.
Because it's the summer. It changes colors. I meant my wallet. That was mad cute. That's when I got that mop.
Did that perfect. Okay. So
Do you remember my
you
wallet?
combine those. Okay. And then these right here, which is
Well, someone did it.
it's the 3z.
No.
That's z.
What happened?
So that's okay. So now we have negative 3z plus 1z.
But I think I'm
Hey.
done. I just have to.
Wait, it could be there. Stop being nice.
Whoa, what are you trying to? Whoa.
Stop being.
Just in case. Okay. So you got negative.
No, Ellie.
Mr. Bennett, then you gotta combine your.
No.
No, this is my pencil. I bought it for $200.
It's about to break us.
Stop.
So now what- so how do you write your final
Be like that. I never loved you in the first place. No, stop. I never loved you. You were never my boyfriend, and I always cheated on you with Vincent.
and then plus or minus
My
22.
grandma was
My boobies.
Addie, you know how this is here?
Oh, what time is it?
It's no name. Grabbing my those are not okay. Hey, this is what they do to you, right? Hey, no, I'm not gonna do it, but they grab right here. That's really fun. I'm a good kid. Is it time to go? Wait, everyone's trying to get in? We're great.
You don't
It's 10:53.
That's how being very nice.
She took my
It's
wallet.
not your wallet.
She took my wallet.
She wanted money. Alright.
I'm broke. I spent all my money.
Good for you.
This sounds cool.
Yeah.
I'm a broke.
Oh, sounds like classic.
We got you.
It's like cucumber water. Remember you said cucumber water?
I know, I think it's
Cucumber water.
No, it's not.
I don't like it. It tastes like, oh my god.
No.
No, bitch.
Bro.
Wait, was that CJ?
TJ.
Huh? Oh, that was DJ. The one with little tiny little breaks.
No, what else?
Yeah. I thought they were saying CJ.
FJ.
DJ and me.
It's not my boyfriend.
Stop smiling now.
DJ? Bro, he goes hard to
Ooh.
this person. I don't know his name. I'm listening to him.
Did they get mad?
That's my song. Whatever. Yes, it will.
Y'all really with us outside now.
Is he that big with me?
Wait, what is you doing?
He's jealous.
Are you trying to do sign language?
Gay.
Bro.
No!
That's that one kid that annoyed us.
Help me!
The one with the F.
Yeah,
He's just so like, ugh.
Do you not see what he just did?
Bro.
Where's my
You
pencil?
literally broke my pencil.
What have you seen?
Me?
Yes, you.
Where?
No, I didn't like it.
Where?
I have.
Where is it broken?
Oh, so you basically
Oh, that was
know
it.
what he did.
Why did you break my pencil? Why did you break my pencil?
I didn't.
Why did you break my
Wait, it was on the top of your thing.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna put the solutions up here. Okay, so that you are welcome to check. Okay, for number one.
Yeah, same.
For number one, we have three different terms. Okay. We have variable squared. We have just variable. And we have constant. Okay. Yeah, Brandon, do you mind sitting? Y'all mind sitting down?
Yeah, Brandon.
So we've got 2r squared minus r squared. We have 7r, and we have negative 9. Okay, and now we just need to put these together. So 2r squared minus r squared. It's going to be r squared. 7r, okay, doesn't have anything, so I'm just going to add it to the end. And then minus 9 doesn't have anything I need to combine, so I add it to the end also. So that's your solution for number one. Okay, and I'm going to say,
Mine is super sloppy. I kind of want to redo it.
luckily, you have to redo it.
Oh. Why so lucky?
Because your Cornell notes.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't technically have to redo that problem, but okay. Number two. Okay, how many different kinds of terms do we have in number two? Two. Okay, we have variable terms, and we have constants. Yes, constants. Okay. The variable terms, negative 3z plus z. The constants are 14 plus 8. Okay? Now, please listen. This is the last important thing I will tell you today. Biggest mistake. The biggest mistake that students would make last year, okay, when they're sorting out and bringing stuff down, is not keeping these signs with the number that directly follows it. Okay? That's where your biggest errors will come in. So make sure that when you bring it down, it's negative 3z. Okay? When I bring down the 8, it's a positive 8. So I've got negative 3z plus z equals negative 2z. 14 plus 8 equals 22. So you just tack that on at the end, and that's what you should have. Okay? Good. Proud of you. Before you leave, please make sure the calculators go back in the pocket. If you plan on doing your Cornell notes at home, please grab a copy out of the box.
Well, hello then, Mr. Medic. How long would this take on? Without the wire?
Not very long. I guess they're leaving.
Oh, we're not supposed to leave? You never said leave, did you?
I didn't say leave, but
You never said leave, y'all.
seems like a misunderstanding.
Are we allowed to go then?
Yes,
I'm gonna wait till you say it.
you can leave.
I know how to do it. Look, no, wait, this one,
Yeah, what time is it?
it's 12, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh no.
It's 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Wait, this is so confusing.
It's almost like 12, but it's like on 59.
Nice. Nailed it.